All right, so we are going around the world with Leaf fans talking about anything we can kind of talk about now. I mean, no subject is off the table now. So I am talking with Naz from the UK. Hey, Naz.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. I don't know your name.
It's Trevor. Sorry.
Trevor.
Yeah. So what region are we talking to you from?
So I'm just outside Heathrow. Basically.
Oh, okay.
So West London, kind of.
Yeah.
So in Surrey, just outside of London.
Okay. And are you born and raised in the UK?
Yeah, all the time. I was born in Brighton, and moved to university in Southampton, and came up to Surrey, where I live now. So
okay. And so I guess the most organic question would be, how did you come across a hockey fandom, and then for your NHL team, how did you come across being a Leaf fan?
So hockey fandom was big time on the Sega Mega Drive. Is it the Genesis? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah. So on the Genesis Mega Drive, NHL 95 or 96.
Nice.
Found the Maple Leafs, and Doug Gilmour was the man.
That's awesome, man. That's such a great intro to hockey.
Yeah, it's great. Little spinneroonie thing, and I think everyone could, but he could do it better than anyone else. So
yeah, no, he was one of the greats that day.
Me sold on hockey.
That's really cool. And now, so do you now follow anyone in particular, or in your British National Hockey League?
Not really. It's not great. Compared to NHL, it's not great. But I do go to see Guildford Flames.
Okay.
So the Guildford Flames are my kind of local team.
Yeah.
But the quality isn't great.
Okay. Yeah.
But for the UK, it's good.
Right. One of my son, both my sons played hockey. One of them played more competitively than the other. And when my older son was about 8 years old, he started going to the summer hockey school, which they did a lot of power skating, mostly skating. And the guy was a local fellow from Victoria here named Mark Morrison. And he was a junior superstar, played on Canada's World Junior team with Mario Lemieux, actually, back in the day. And then he just was not the kind of player that the NHL needed back in the day, kind of small and speedy, and ended up doing a little bit of minor stuff in Canada, and then going and having like a great 10-year career as a player, then a player coach with the Fife Flyers.
Nice.
Yeah, and now he's.
But imagine if he's small and speedy.
Yeah.
Coming in now.
Yeah, now so many players that would just be different now, right? For sure.
Yeah.
And now he's actually an assistant coach with Anaheim Mighty Ducks. He worked his way up to coaching ranks. Yeah. So I don't know if he's the type of assistant that may end up with a head coaching job, or just this is his wheelhouse. But I guess that chapter is yet to be written for him. But yeah. So how do you typically get your sports fix? And when you're in sports that are in your time zone, and you're not struggling to stay up and watch, and now what are you doing to replace that stuff? Like these are weird times.
Do you know what? It's what I want to say to everyone: stay at home, listen to your government, wherever you are in Canada, the US, the UK, wherever you're living. Stay at home and just be sensible.
Yeah. That's
the best. But my sports fix is from watching old sports on TV. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
So today I've watched the 2006 FA Cup football final.
Okay.
I've watched the 2011 Money in the Bank wrestling type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Watching old Formula One. That's kind of the only thing you can get for your sports fix.
Yeah.
And also playing PlayStation. So I'll play PlayStation and kind of make my own sports fix as it is. So
yeah.
How about you?
I haven't quite got behind the old sports watching games. I did watch an old Oilers Penguins game from the late 80s the other day, part of it, like the third period. And then I tune in to watch a little bit of ATP tennis when it comes on because I'm a big tennis fan. I saw a couple of the end of a match from Indian Wells last year. And but I'm not like totally committed to watching old sports yet. But it'll probably come to it, I'm sure.
There's like a certain point where I'm like, that's really old, so I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
there's old. So it's like, I think it's about, for me, it's like 2001, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like anything before that is very old.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Before that or after that, yeah.
And so I'd be remiss. I mean, I don't want to obsess with this coronavirus stuff, but I'm just everyone I talk to, whether it's going to be in another country or people across Canada, I'm going to try and go province to province as well. And so, what at this point in your country, out of a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the measures being taken at this point? 10 being like they're knocking it out of the park.
So 4, maybe.
A 4, yeah.
So the government are aiming for about 8 or 9, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
For
the
sure.
people here are idiots.
Yeah.
Big time. And it's, people are like, the government are saying, stay home, self-isolate, don't. But people still do stuff. So
yeah. There's a lot
crazy.
of people, and
It's not a government problem.
No, it's not, isn't it? I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to get heavy-handed, and I think our government will eventually have to get heavy-handed as well. And it's not just, for lack of a better word, it's not just stupid people that are not following the orders either. There's a lot of well-educated, high-functioning people who aren't participating. It's amazing.
Yeah. We saw on Friday, so 2 days ago, I don't know when this podcast's been released, but 2 days ago on Friday, they announced that the pubs were being shut.
Yeah.
So everyone went to the pub. It's crazy.
Everyone went to the pub for one last go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about
for
right.
one last go.
Yeah.
When they say we're closing it because you're all going to die of this disease, which is, okay, that's me being sarcastic and stuff like that. But yeah, people decided, okay, we're going to go to the pub. And it's like, that's not the point.
Yeah.
That's really not the point of this. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's how we go. How are you guys going in Canada?
I mean, I said on yesterday's podcast that I thought we were realistically only at about a 25% buy-in, maybe. And maybe I was being extra critical, but I just see too many people still out there doing regular things, right? I mean, just yeah. Like I was looking for a tennis court yesterday morning at about 11 o'clock, just so I could go by myself and hit some serves. And I drove around my area. All of a sudden, everyone's a fucking tennis player. It's like, why are you out playing tennis with people, right? Like I don't get it. Like I could usually go at that time of day and get a court anywhere I wanted. Now all of a sudden, because of social distancing and maybe getting outdoors, you guys are congregating at a tennis court. And I can't say. Maybe they were just playing with people from their own household, but I don't know that for sure. Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everyone here is a runner now. So I see a lot of stuff on social media, like people saying, "Oh yeah, stay at home, self-isolate," and then the next thing they say, "Look at me, I'm running, like I'm like kicking a personal best, and look at me running with my best friend," and how you're running next to someone, and you're also advocating staying at home. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like I'm only contacting my own housemates, my son, my wife, and that's it. If I have to go out for food, which I have to, I'm not hoarding. I'm going out once a week. I will wear gloves, and I'm going to wipe down my product before I bring it in the store or bring it in the house, and I'm gonna go at a time where I don't feel there'll be anybody at the store. That's my routine.
I find like what a lot of people are doing now It's what people should have done for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's basic stuff
Yeah.
like washing your hands. You know, after like when you get home,
Yeah.
after going shopping, wash your hands.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So.
So that's cool.
Well,
But
we got a long road ahead. What's your like? What is? Well, let's finish off with this. What is your prediction? When do you think the first sporting event in England would it likely be football to be held with an audience with a regular crowd? When do you see that date?
with an audience, I don't know. I think I'm hoping more than thinking middle of August.
Yeah.
So, yeah, same as the typical football season would start.
Yeah.
I think middle of August. What about you? Do you think so for the NHL? Do you think their season's going to be finished and
Yeah.
the playoffs are going to go ahead?
I think the season's lost. I think this is
Even playoffs.
Yeah, I think everything is going to be lost, and they're going to be just hoping for a regular start to next season, and even that is not even. I don't know. I'm not even sure about that.
So, what would happen financially for the NHL teams and the players in terms of salaries and stuff? Like, because we've had so many lockouts.
Yeah,
well, I say so many. There's been like 2 in the past few years.
Yeah, there's been 4 over the last.
Lockout worthy?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's different, isn't it? Like, would you have to be paid? And not every team is the Leafs or the Rangers or the Montreal Canadiens. Like there's teams that will
money.
There's Carolinas and Floridas of the world who they might not come back from this, and we got an expansion team coming in the season after next. You know what happens with them? There's so many uncertainties.
Bracket.
Yeah, the Seattle team. So, I mean, just like big time sports could take a big time hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it lasting a long time.
I mean,
and I think it might be a thing for when the next collective agreement comes in.
Mm-hmm.
This sort of thing comes into the collective where players say we want guaranteed sums in this sort of situation. It's not far-fetched at all.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of new provisions in life and in the world that will come from this, right? like that we never ever thought we'd need before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you have to be like, I would say a condition, like you'd have to say a country, like say the UK, you would probably need to go, let's pick a number. Like, let's say you'd have to be 2 months without a confirmed case before they would let crowds gather again. And then what happens if there's more cases? Do you just shut it all down again? Like this is uncharted.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It could be, we say it could be 12 weeks, right? So I think Boris Johnson said 12 weeks.
Yeah.
It could be, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No one knows.
I mean, the sooner
we're kind of hoping for the best. So
yeah, and the sooner everyone just goes indoors at whatever the cost is to the economy, the better.
That's my thing. Like I said, I don't know if you saw my tweet a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The sooner everyone stays indoors,
the
sooner we can all go on holiday again.
I know. Yeah. I was going to Germany April 20th. Well, I'm not. Right. Yeah.
Where were you going to go?
I was going to go. My other son is living in Saarbrücken, going to school at the University of Luxembourg. So they've been shut down for 2 weeks now. They're doing all their courses online, and he hasn't left his apartment in 2 weeks now, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
did you go to Saarbrücken?
No, he just that's where he lives. He goes to that's where his apartment is with his girlfriend. Then he goes to the university in Luxembourg. So yeah, I haven't been over there yet. I've never been overseas, and this was my first time ever to visit him. So yeah, it's so it throws a little bit of wrench in our plans, but all for the greater good. I just hope the people that are on the right side of this aren't just doing this for nothing. But I think we said this yesterday on our podcast. Like, I would rather this not be as big a deal as people are making it out to be, and and have people mock me for being extra cautious than be on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
And it's obviously not. It's not. And I think we can all already say that it isn't nothing, right? Like it's huge. It's something. Look at Italy. Look at China. Right.
Yeah.
It's
that's the crazy thing, right? It's kind of exploded over there, and it's kind of worrying because you think, oh, as soon as it dies down in China, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's close to home, and it's kind of getting there over here, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, people just need to kind of play by the rules.
Exactly. That's right. All right, Naz. Well, I think we'll do this again sometime.
Let's go for a higher note. So, if the season was to finish, so like thinking point, what do you think the Leafs would do? Right from right now, if the Leafs were to finish the season, play every single game, do you think they'd get the playoffs?
Yes, I was pretty convinced they were going to be in the playoffs, and I was actually really optimistic about a Tampa matchup. And once we got Muzzin back, and then if we got Tampa in the first round, I believe we could probably give them a good run, possibly beat them, and then Boston would be a very dog eat dog series, but I would have accepted losing to them as a step in the right direction in the second round instead of the first round, right? But I'm not convinced that we wouldn't be able to beat them if we had the confidence of one round win under their belt. So, I mean, as tumultuous as a season as it's been, I think it was going to come together with Riley and Muzzin coming back, and and maybe Freddie was going to get back. But no, they were going to make it. I think Florida was just floundering too badly.
Yeah. I think Florida seems to be a season team. That's rather than a playoff team. I don't think they can do it in 7 games.
No.
But we've got a lot of players coming back, or we've got 2 or 3 players coming back. But I kind of think I really want Boston if we were to get to the playoffs. I think I want that kind of first round win over Boston.
Yeah.
I think if we were to do that,
slay the dragon,
that would be the kind of motivation the rest of the team needed.
Yeah.
To go on the whole way.
That's the kind of run that
it's been like 3 times in 7 years or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and it's not like they're not an unfamiliar opponent, right? Like I wouldn't think, even if they got Boston in the first round, my prediction wouldn't be a sweep. I mean, Boston's they're good, but we kind of have a book on them, and with smarter coaching, it might have been a different result. It's not like they blew us out the last 2 years. So yeah.
I think all of the East Coast. So if you look at Boston, Florida, Tampa, then you look at the 7-game series all the time.
Yes,
it's never going to be a week, whichever way you look at it.
Oh, for sure.
You look at the West Coast. The West Coast is weak. So you would think whoever from the East gets into the final, they're going to win.
Yeah,
it's it's one of those kind of series. If that happens.
Yeah, it's very predictable. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I mean, this is going to drag on, and so I can see us probably hitting you up again. Stay on the line here when after I sign off, but and we'll chat some more. But we'll definitely be back in touch. And thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Naz.
Absolutely welcome. Thank you.